Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the weekly report for the fantasy football league called the Sleeping Giant. I'm your host, Petey Pipeshow, coming straight from the fantasy shanty out there in the unknown. We had some interesting matchups this week, a couple of close ones, a big score and slugfest, a blowout, and you don't know about controversial things going on until you check out one of the matches we had go down to the wire in ugly fashion. Oh, yeah. So without further ado, let's get to the highlights. We got our first matchup, the Ghost of Kovac and all his ginger wisdom versus possibly the most creative name in the whole league, the McAfrican Camerican. What happened with the Ghost was he had the ginger spirit brought by Zach Moss, gimme touchdown, two moderate performances by Scary Terry. And away, Rob Allen Robinson. Matt Ryan was slinging and flinging. Adam Thielen came up for the Vikings as a garbage time all-star. And D-Hop showing that he's exactly what the Cards needed and what the Ghost will need to get into the finals this year. Oh, it makes my blood churn. McAfrican came up short with his Fitz Cohen and Hayden Hurst player. Sounds like a character from River, whatever that show is the kids watch on Netflix with the Archie people. Oh, it's some ugly stuff. Anyway, those three guys combined for a lowly 22 points. It came down to the Monday night where the Ghost had a 29-point league. And he had Evan Ingram at tight end and Julius Peppers at safety. Oh, and the Camerican came into the game with only Juju left to go. And Juju was balling out. Oh, man, was he balling out. 2 touchdowns. He even recovered a fumble. It got to be a nail-biter. The Ghost was losing it. He was sweating something fierce like a man on 3-day bender of cocaine. But when it all came down to the nitty-gritty, the Ghost pulled out the win, 189.2 to 181.1. A slim 8-point win in the biggest slugfest of the week. We have the match of some real perverts. We have hide your kids, hide your wife. I don't know what that fella's up to in the real world. I just hope he's not getting into trouble. We might hear him in the next segment of the Me Too movement. And then his opponent, Diggs Enormous. Oh, I don't know about that one, but we shall see. So Hyde was going into Monday, down by 18 points with only Sterling Shepard left to go. And Diggs being up by the 18 only had TJ Watt. So it was up to Watt to secure the victory. And what happened? Well, let's see. Hyde had DJ Moore be a no-show. Those Panthers better get it together. And then Tyler Boyd was void because he plays on the Bungles. And come on, a game where their kicker pulled his hammy on a last-second missed field goal. Hey, Cincy, it's gonna be a long season.
I'd already prefer jail.
And Jonathan Taylor might turn into a fantasy star, real-life star, maybe the pick of the year, Diggsy, but let's not start swinging our digs. Too soon, buddy. It's only 1 week. Digs enormous. Smack that hide you kids right across the face with a 168.42 to 153.8 victory. Now we come to the blowout of the week. Ertz Rental Car versus the Dumpies, resurrected straight from the garbage juices of the world. But it's not the same guy, no. We're talking about someone trying to bring respect to the name. Maybe win a title. Michael Thomas, Ertz big star, he was dreadful. They'll blame it on the ankle, but suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh, God, that hurt a little, but I'm all right.
The Dumpies, oh, the Dumpies were buzzing about. They were buzzing in the garbage juice at the rental service out back. Zeke and Mandrews and Mostert and Julio stung hard, but Davante Adams came in like a live mutant wasp on that Ninja Turtle, oozing ripped the Ertz a new hole, yeah. The final was Bees 2-10-4-4. Ertz only won 44.6, a 66-point victory to start the season. Oh yeah, Dumpies! And guess what? Just for all you listeners and watchers out there, we got a special interview with the man himself to talk about his victory. I talked to him earlier, so let's catch up with the Dumpies. Oh, we're ready. Hey, Dumpies, how does it feel to be starting the season with a big blowout victory?
Well, it feels pretty good, you know. I was worried a bit going into the matchup because it's against the champ. He had a pretty solid lineup. He would have an even better lineup if he picked somebody other than Leonard Fournette with his second overall pick. Guy rushed for 5 yards and 5 carries. Sweet guy. Unfortunately, he did run into some trouble with Michael Thomas. The guy only got, I think, 4 points. That's not something you want out of your number one guy who's used to putting up 35, 40 points.
Ertz seems to have a roster full of losers. Ooh, did I just say that? I did. What are your thoughts on his team?
He's going to have a lot of work to do. You know, he's missing his best player on his team now. And that second round pick doesn't really help him fill the gaps there. So, you know, I've been in that injury hole before. You got a lot of work climbing out of that. It's going to be tough, I'll tell you that.
How can you build momentum going toward the next week? This week, that is.
Well, I'm not really going to mess with my lineup that much. It's pretty much a set it and forget it lineup, other than the flex position. Most of my work is going to be in IDP because I don't know jack shit about those guys. You know, it's kind of like a crapshoot. You throw a guy out there, he gets like, what, a sack? You don't have a clue.
I heard from the grapevine that Ryan Null's rocketing up that depth chart for the Chicago Bears. What are your thoughts? Are you going to make a play at him?
Who?
Hey, what's so funny? The guy's draft profile said he was a more explosive Jack Doyle.
I'm pretty sure that's a guy they cut last year, right? 44 yards in a preseason game with the Giants. That guy's fresh out of the car lot. He's third on their team.
Yeah, the Bears are a sad sap. But like I said, are you making a play for him, and how much would you spend?
As a play for him, I could see myself bidding, $80 on him. I think that's pretty fair.
Oh, we got an 80 burger. Oh, you're spoken like a true fantasy schlub. But I'll tell you what, it's been great getting your opinions. Thanks for joining the show and take care, pal. The two worst names in the history of fantasy football. Ho, ho, ho. Go, Pack, go. I don't know how long it took to come up with that. Were you sitting at Lambeau thinking, hey, this is a great name? And then you got the Philly cheese. I don't know if he's an Eagles fan or what, or he's just a big fan of Philadelphia, but regardless, that's a terrible, terrible name. It's the kind of name you find out in the dumpster where the guy's laying low after he got beat up at Lincoln Financial. Is that even the Eagles field? I can't even remember in all the madness. But I'll tell you this, they are terrible names, and their match was a low-scoring, terrible affair. So what we had was a 130.54, less than 5-point victory, but you can't call it a true nail-biter because these teams suck. The Chaff Mob, Chiefy Chaferton, came in week 1 looking to beat the Hot Carls. I don't know about this one, folks. Clearly both managers have some issues. Oh, Chafin and Hot Carls reminds me of one time a weekend in Fort Lauderdale. Spring breakers, powders, wobbly pops. Oh, yeah.
These arms.
And Chief should get rid of that Garoppolo, or his Chiefies is gonna wear off and Jimmy G's gonna give him problems. Oh.
Are you okay, man? It was just a goof.
OBJ was absolute trash on account of that Baker fraud. That's right, he doesn't know how to cook on the field, and I'm sure that guy can serve up nothing but turnovers in the kitchen as well. And I don't mean Apple, folks. Christian Kirk scored 1 point for the Carls. 1. Ngakwe 0. Hell, even the Carls bench stunk something fierce. The Hot Carls sunk the Chaff Mob. 145.76 to 127.46. 18-point victory. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the final match of the week between the Doc of old trying to become the Doc of new against those dirty, dirty Bills who make the final so many times but just can't grasp the trophy.
Yes, I can! Yes, I can! Here comes the change, everybody!
Well, let's take it back to the Sunday and how it was set up, because for the Doc, Boston Scott and Lev Bell went down with injuries, and he couldn't provide the serum to fix them. No sideline gimmies. So he got barely anything from them. But Wilson and DK, the stack of Seahawks, spun some magic, giving him a chance. The dirty Bills, they had Joe Mixon disappoint. The guy fumbled in the fourth quarter.
Shit! Fumble! What is going on? Spy! I got him, man!
Anyway, the Doc was down by 33 points headed into Monday night, but he had stars A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry left to play and a couple of defenders. Meanwhile, the Dirty Dirties went into the Monday with only Deontay Johnson left to roll. A.J. Brown beats his defender in the end zone. All Tannehill has to do is hit him on the fade, and he leads them too much. No, gimme touchdown to seal it for the Doc. The stat correction took one tackle away from Deion Bush, and the Doc and the Dirty Bills, in controversial fashion, tied. I don't remember a tie in that league in a long, long time, but they tied at 167.98. First award is the Randy Savage Macho Player of the Week. Oh, yeah.
Get up my gut.
Ooh.
You're breaking my leg. You're busting my leg.
That's right. Hey, quit talking already. That's right. The Randy Savage Macho Player of the Week goes to Davante Adams of the Dumpies. What a week he had. Aaron Rodgers locked on the man. Big time. 14 catches, 156 yards, and 2 TDs. The pipsqueak of the week, Christian Kirk. Oh man, he had only one catch for 0 yards. Oh, what a disappointment. The big dickweed of this round now, Mr. DeAndre Swift of the Ghost of Kovac. Yeah, he must have been seeing ghosts because Matt Stafford put a rope to him on the final drive, could have won the game in the end zone, and that's all from me, your host, Petey Pipeshow, broadcasting from the Fantasy Shanty. And I hope you have a mad, mad week.
Did I just do that last take without the...
80 bucks on right now.
Yeah, it's a man. That's a